Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday the 19th of August 2025. So retail chasing, pros fading, crypto wobbles, edge to hedge. So crypto trying to tell us something about the general risk mood, and also here where you're trying to get a trading edge to now thinking about hedging a position. So there is a bit of weakness around at the moment and uncertainty, of course, with the outcome of yesterday's meeting with European leaders and Trump. US stocks were range bound amid thin news flow and summer trading conditions, while focus centered on geopolitics and light trade to start the week, with Russia-Ukraine news dominating markets. Wait for US-EU Zelensky readouts. And so far, this is the headline overnight, that Zelensky ready to meet Putin after Trump talks as Europe hails real breakthrough. We'll just have to wait and see. There's no point in speculating. None of us were at the meeting, but the markets will love it if there is a peace deal. But let's see if there is. At the moment, there's no ceasefire or peace deal on the table, which is why the markets remain sideways. Economic news for today, well, there's none today, so it's back to geopolitics, so probably another thin day for the markets today. Right, let's have a look at yesterday's market action and kick off with the Dow. So yesterday we can see the market was sideways to lower, and the same overnight as well. The situation obviously with Ukraine and Russia has not been settled or sorted, so the market currently in a sideways range, having left the new all-time high behind from last week at 45,274. In the 30-minute chart, choppy yesterday, expect choppy today as well. No economic news, as we already have seen, so prices sideways to lower, and expect the low to be targeted in all of these markets. And in the German DAX, same thing. Yesterday the market taking out Friday's low, and overnight the market sideways to lower. We're also trading below the 5-bar moving average there as well. In the 30-minute chart, we sold off at the beginning, and the market trading to the 200 MA where it found support with demand and buying. See this here. And then the market moving up with the so-called peace talks and the European leaders being in Washington with Trump, but overnight markets sideways to lower. We could see a test of yesterday's low here as well, and also it's important here, we've got to get back above the DP in order to have any attempt to get towards yesterday's close and yesterday's high, which of course was only seen briefly before the market went south there. And in the S&P, all-time highs have stopped being made for the time being. There's some selling around yesterday, and overnight prices also moving lower there. In the 30-minute chart, we moved lower in the futures yesterday. The cash market didn't know what to do, but overnight, as there's nothing has been resolved as far as the meeting yesterday, the market is already at the low. So again, more weakness there. Meanwhile, back in the UK, oddly enough, bucking the trend, our saviour Starmer going out to the US. You can see the market higher there, closing above the 5-bar moving average, and again selling off at the open in the FT, but then managing to move higher despite all of the tax raids that are coming and the economy slowing, etc. We are seeing the FT 100 still remain in the highs there. So in the US dollar, this is also sideways. There's a bit of a pattern here and a theme among all of the markets that's sideways at the moment. So let's have a look at the metals markets. And in silver, the market is also in a sideways range there as well. A bit of weakness around overnight. So if we just have a look at the 30-minute chart, had a shakeout a couple of hours ago, which we saw the market being brought back. But watch the low here. Yesterday, just stuck in a sideways range. Expect more of this today. And also for the gold market as well, it's found a new support level and sideways pattern. And the 30-minute also, you can see, is a bit of a breakdown as they made a breakthrough in these talks yesterday as soon as they started. But overnight it's starting to move back because obviously there is no certainty at the moment, and that's a positive for the metals. So in the gold-silver ratio, moving up slightly overnight because gold is holding firmer than silver. That's all there is to say about that one. Right, so we'll look at yesterday's trades in the German DAX and see what happened there. So the market made its move in the pre-market session as well to the downside, and this continued as soon as the market opened there. You can see prices continuing to trade lower, going through the lower Friday as well, and all of the averages being in the right order to keep the momentum to the downside until, of course, support comes in. We then tried to rebound. This didn't work. The market traded sideways and then tried to go short once more, which wasn't filled, but the original long position was taken out. Potential short, the stop was hit before the entry was filled, and then we moved up, which is a bit of a pain because obviously that spike down, taking out the stop before the trade went on to do what it should have done and make a profit. So then we had another potential short. Market now getting into a sideways move, as you can see there, and then managing to move back, but obviously treading water in a small range throughout the mid-morning and then into the US in the afternoon when prices moved back to Friday's low. They do their best to bring the market back above the previous day's low if they can. Market didn't hold, and then we just got stuck in this sideways move. Very choppy, as you can see, down for a while, then back up, and then that's the way that it continued until the market closed at 4:30. So very narrow range yesterday, and overnight we're seeing the market again in a choppy sideways range at the moment. Doesn't know what to do. Bit of buying coming in there to try and bring prices back at the moment. So not a lot to report there. We'll just have a look, see where we are in regards to yesterday's high and low. The high obviously a bit further away, the low nearer to be attacked, and I wouldn't be surprised, given that there's no ceasefire at the moment, that the market goes and retests this low. However, that said, we've got a situation where anything could come out of the blue now, creating a lot of uncertainty, particularly if you're on the short side and there's a peace deal signed, then you are, or even mentioned, you're going to see the market spike in the German DAX at least 100 points plus in any one move. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye on the mainstream news if you are going to trade, but again, that would be delayed compared to the markets because the algorithms now search for social media tweets and that sort of thing, so it's very difficult. And also, I wouldn't particularly want to sit and watch or have the mainstream news on anyway. So, but just something to be aware of, that's all. Right, that's it for this one. Now let's see what happens today. I don't expect anything to be resolved on the Ukraine-Russian front, but you just never know. Okay, that's it. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.